and thank you for joining me today. So today I want to go over something a little more serious than normal. So for those that do not know, I am in a master's program for human nutrition. And this semester I had to do 2 research papers. So one of my topics was childhood obesity, and the other one was eating disorders. And both of those, so just a little background for me, I got into nutrition basically a long time ago because of childhood obesity. It makes me so sad to see children that are obese. It makes me sad. And so I feel like it takes a whole family to help the children. The parents have to help the child. And so over the years, I finally found my path, and that's why I'm in a master's program now for nutrition. So the other topic I chose was eating disorders. And I think when it comes to eating disorders, a lot of people, we're very aware of the anorexia nervosa and the bulimia nervosa, but we're not necessarily aware of others. When I was in, I think, 5th grade, my teacher had us watch the Karen Carpenter saga and her struggles with fame and eating disorders and how it can really play a part, and it eventually led to her death. And it's a very, very sad story. So eating disorders are defined by mental health providers. They're not in the nutritional realm necessarily, but nutritionists and doctors play a part in people with eating disorders. But really and truly, it takes cognitive behavior therapy to help people who have eating disorders. But I want to tell you what I learned about. This is something pretty new, and because I am in a business of helping people with living healthier lives, of trying to inspire and trying to live healthier and trying not to diet and trying to move your body, and that's my business. I wanted to discuss this one because this is something relatively new that has come to light, and it's not defined yet by the authorities who have defined anorexia, bulimia, and binge eating. Binge eating is another thing. Binge eating is related to bulimia if you know anything about that, but binge eating also stands on its own, and it's usually associated with obese people. I think, binge eating is basically sitting down and eating 3,000 to 5,000 calories in one sitting. That's basically what binge eating is. Bulimics will go and get rid of that 5,000 calories, and some people don't, and therefore obesity. But that's not what I'm going to talk about today. Today I'm going to talk about orthorexia nervosa. So what is orthorexia nervosa? Have you ever heard of it? It is an obsession with healthy eating. Like, you are so obsessed with healthy eating, if you eat something bad, you feel extremely guilty. So let's talk about a few things relating to orthorexia nervosa. It's an exaggerated emotional distress in relationship to food choices. So you have this perceived notion of what is healthy, and if you are not living to those standards, it can cause all kinds of problems for you mentally. So there's compulsive behavior. There's a mental preoccupation with dietary practices. This is overboard. I am nowhere near this. and I want to stop just for a second and say there have been times where I have felt like the guilt for eating something not in the realm of what I should be eating. And I think a lot of us feel this guilt if we have that cookie or that donut or, but I finally realized that it's okay to do those things. It's okay to have a donut once or twice a year. Some people eat them a lot more than that. I don't. First of all, I'm vegan and you can't just get vegan donuts everywhere. So the thing with the donuts or the cookies or, just a treat, it's okay to have a treat even if you're trying to live a healthier life. It's okay. But people with this condition don't feel that way. They feel like that it's a violation of it's self-imposed violation. And if the dietary rules are, like if they mess up, they have an exaggerated fear of disease, and there's a lot of anxiety and a lot of shame involved with this. Like I was saying, with the eating the thing that you shouldn't. But I think when it comes to this particular disorder, I think it's more than just eating that cookie. I think it's even if they are eating healthy and for some reason they think that, blueberries are bad and they eat blueberries and they freak out. I mean, that's how extreme it is because they have put it in their head, probably Googled it, that something is wrong with this particular food and I can't eat it because if I do, I'm not going to be healthy. And there was a lot of that. And that's why I wrote what I wrote yesterday about stopping the madness. And in my feed, you can check out my story or my feed from yesterday about that because it's so crazy, all the stuff the internet tells us we should and should not do when it comes to eating. I don't believe any of it. Honestly and truly, I have taken myself out of that equation since I've started this master's program because I'm finding out what is really true and leaving that internet search behind. So again, with this condition, this disorder, there's dietary restrictions. They eliminate whole food groups. And there is a diet out there that is eliminating food groups. And honestly, truly, if you don't have a reason to eliminate food groups, don't eliminate food groups. You need a multitude of different nutrients in your body. And that's why these people end up having malnutrition. And honestly and truly, anyone that's eliminating food groups, you're going to experience malnutrition. And malnutrition goes beyond what you're eating because if you have what they call leaky gut, you're going to be malnourished too because your body's not going to get the nutrients that you need. But that's a topic for another day. But there's like severe weight loss. I mean, orthorexia nervosa is almost like anorexia. The difference when it comes to treatment is these orthorexias are okay with getting help because they want to be healthy. And anorexia is a totally different issue altogether. So there's also interpersonal distress with this condition. There is, people, so you go to your friend's house and you're like, oh, you shouldn't eat that. Or like, that's bad for you because of this and this and this. So, there's interpersonal distress because you're talking to people with this attitude of what your condition is and not thinking that you actually have this disorder. And so the last thing is like positive body image. This is where it's a mental game, and a lot of us deal with this, the positive body image. We have to love ourselves where we are. And if we need to lose weight because we know it's going to be healthier, that doesn't mean we don't love ourselves. We love ourselves more because we are working towards making ourselves healthier. And when you love yourself, you want to lose the weight. You want to be healthier. So this condition, is completely dependent on their compliance of their made up rules. So if they break said rules, they feel they have negative body image, they have negative self-worth. So it's a really, and this is why eating disorders also, are defined in the mental health community because it is a mental issue. And that's where it starts. As a nutritionist, we are there to help people get back on track. And there's different ways to do that depending on the condition that they have. In my research paper, I focused on like emotional eating and binge eating and things like that to sort of help someone overcome that, and to show people, I laid out like a 26-week program to help someone overcome binge eating. And so it is something, this is a topic that is important. If you know anyone that experiences these sorts of things, if they are just going beyond what is normal, and normal is hard to define, but if they are exaggerated in their relationship with food, if they are exaggerated in the guilt they feel after they eat something bad, if they are exaggerated and have this compulsive behavior and they're eliminating necessary food groups, it's time to talk to them to see if that you can help them get to someone that can help them. So that's it for today. I really enjoy learning in this master's program. It's teaching me so much, and I hope I can continue to learn so I can continue to share with you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. I'll see you later. Thank you for watching.